Hello again, folks. Welcome back to the channel. Again, as promised, another reaction video here to one of my old punk band's live videos. This is taken from the same gig. All of the Mutt's Nuts songs that I'm going to be reacting to are from this same gig at Rockers in Glasgow in 2009. So this one is by a band called The Members. Your heads out of the gutter. And these guys, I honestly do not know a lot about them, except I do remember this song when it originally first came out. It was one of these ones that kept appearing on, you know, like old compilation CDs. And this was just one of those punk compilation CDs that I had. And this song I just thought it sounded so much fun, so we decided we were going to cover it. And yeah, it's not the easiest of songs to do. It might sound simple, but this one is really difficult. I found it really difficult anyway to sing this one and play at the same time, because you'll notice later on, but at one of the bits at the end, I'm trying to sing, but you have to do this run up on the bass, up on the neck of the bass. There's this sort of do sort of chromatic run up on the bass, really high up on the neck, but it's out of rhythm with what I'm singing. And anybody that's ever tried to sing and play something at the same time, you'll find that whatever it is you're singing, you'll either sing at the same rhythm as what you're playing, or you'll end up playing to the rhythm of what you're singing. It's almost, you have to train your brain to be able to do two things at the exact same time, completely independent of each other, and this is one of them. Quite hard. So it might sound simple, it wasn't. But it's another one that we loved to do live, because it was, as I said, it's a really fun song. Lots of energy, and the vocals as well. There's a lot of fun bits vocally to do in this one. And as I said in the last video, I didn't mean to blow our own trumpets, but that was one of the things that this band were we ended up being really good at, was each of us done vocals in the band. You know, there were 4 members at one point in our band, but we eventually siphoned it down to 3, just the 3 of us, and every one of those 3 done vocals. 2 of us done lead vocals, not at the same time, but it would either be myself or Stef, my good mate Stef, the drummer, would do lead vocal duties, and the other 2, myself and Dave, or Stef and Dave, would do the backing vocals. So we were all doing vocals all the time. So we got to a point, you know, where we all just instantly knew what bit we were going to do in the songs, you know, because we had different ranges between us, different vocal ranges. So we all knew, as soon as we were listening to a song, you know, we'd all kind of go, I'm doing this bit, you know, and we'd all kind of agree right away, you know, like, yeah, that's cool. Well, that means I'm doing this bit then, and the other would be like, yep, cool, I'll do the bit that's left then. So anyway, we'll go over to this other screen here, and this is Mutt's Nuts again, and this is The Sound of the Suburbs by The Members, when it eventually decides to play, or that it was playing, sorry. the right hand side of your screen, down to the bottom right, with the long white hair. He knows this song because wait, you see his reaction here. Every time we sing the chorus, he does it. This is the sound. This is the sound of the summer. This is the sound of the summer. The front giving it that's one of our best mates, Jace. Absolute legend. This is the sound. This is the sound of the suburbs. Just dancing on his own like he doesn't give a shit. Forgot about that. Every now and then he'd randomly stop and just point at someone. This is the sound of the suburbs. This is the sound of the suburbs. Yes, I messed up there. I forgot there was another verse. I don't know who it is. Somebody just keeps shouting, "Go G!" I think they were expecting a bass solo, but this is exactly what the original done. Not even a solo. This is the sound. 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 This is the sound of the suburbs. 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 Thanks very much. Cheers. There you go. That was another one from Mutt's Nuts, another cover. That's all we done, just punk and ska covers. And it was great fun. Loved that band to bits. Absolutely loved it. But yeah, the guy that was down the bottom right with the long white hair that was just loving that song, I didn't actually notice because, like, as I said, I suffered really badly from stage fright back then. And I used to be agoraphobic. So I had a fear of outdoors. And this was one of the ways that I got myself out of it. The guys in the band knew I loved music, and they encouraged me to go and just jam with them in Stef's garage. I'd be shitting my pants to go outside, but eventually I was like, no, I'm dying to play music again. Because I hadn't been in a band since like high school. So started just jamming out in my mate's garage, in Stef's garage, and then we started rehearsing in a rehearsal studio. And just slowly but surely, they were kind of, I didn't know it at the time, but this was them trying to get me out of that agoraphobic phase, you know, and get me loving going outside again, doing things, and mixing again with people. And then they sprung a gig on me one day, and I was like, oh shit. So that, you can imagine what I was like. And I never really properly got over the stage fright until like the last gig. The very last gig that I'd done with those guys, Mutt's Nuts. I had a ball. We played Dead Kennedys Holiday in Cambodia, and how can you not play that song and just get right into it, you know, like just love doing what you're doing on stage, do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's quite sad, but I mean, I never really looked up at the crowd during that gig anyway, so I never noticed that guy with the long white hair having a ball. There's a guy that's standing next to him, kind of fairly broad, kind of smaller guy with a skinhead, you know, and I think he had a sleeveless on, and he's like all tattooed right up and down the arms, you know, and looked like a really mean hardcore punk, you know. And turns out that guy was a highfalutin business accountant in his weekdays, really well to do. Our mate Billy, who I was in the blues band with at the same time as these guys, Mississippi Mud, he spotted him walking by his guitar shop one day. And this guy's name's Sean, the hardcore punk. And he spotted Sean walking by the shop one day in the full business suit, you know, and the really expensive shoes and all the rest of it. And then he says, I couldn't believe it was the same guy. But he says, but yeah, it was Sean. You know, and I'm like, no way. So it just goes to show you don't know who all these people are in the crowd. But I never noticed anyone in the crowd because, as I said, I was shitting myself too much to actually engage with the crowd, you know. But still loved it at the same time. I mean, there's some buzz playing with those guys every time, because I just loved playing punk tunes. It was just that was my therapy at the time. You know, I just got to in the studio or get up on stage and just. And then when I moved on to metal, it was even better because I got to shout and growl and scream. And so that was my final scream therapy, you know. But yeah, loved that. More coming up, as I said, more coming up on this channel. I've still got one from Mississippi Mud, the blues band, that I'll be putting up here eventually. Another few. There's going to be at least another 2 or 3 from Mutt's Nuts. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, folks. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.